Oh man, what an insane chapter this was for us to begin our coverage of Dragon Ball Super over here on Plot Armor. And previously on Dragon Ball Super, we had Merus, the more than meets the eye angel in disguise, going up against the ruthless planet eater Moro. And with the use of his angelic capabilities, was able to remove the villain's ability to copy and use the powers of others. As a result, breaching his angelic contract, causing him to disappear before Goku's helpless eyes. And so with the opener to this one, we get to see some Galactic Patrol members react to this loss. Despite not exactly knowing what they had lost, it was just like an instinctual thing for them. From there, we have the reactions of those on the battlefield, and in particular, the loss is very much impacting Goku. It's very reminiscent of when he first went Super Saiyan on planet Namek after seeing his friend Krillin die. However, whereas Super Saiyan abilities may at times stem from inherent anger and intense emotions, Ultra Instinct is very different in that he has to be completely calm and neutral. And so here he thinks of Merus's will. He realizes that this wasn't just for Goku, this wasn't just for planet Earth, but this was for the universe, and so he has to think beyond himself, and that sort of helps him quell his anger and rescind into neutrality as he takes a deep breath. He then turns his attention to Jacko and questions his intentions, questions why he decided to join the Galactic Patrol in the first place, and Jacko erupts that it was to protect the galaxy, and the uniforms are cool. And in hearing that, Goku is reassured and confirms to himself that he is a Galactic Patrol agent right now, and so he needs to act like one. He is not fighting for himself, he's not fighting for entertainment, he's not fighting for just Earth, he's fighting for the universe. Now, with this conversation going on, Moro rises up once more, looking and scanning for Merus as he was just getting his ass handed to him. But Merus is of course not here anymore, and so Goku tells him that yeah, he's gone, he doesn't exist, but I'm here because Merus's will lives on. And Moro's not really feeling it, but Goku begins to erupt with pressure and power. The ground begins to quake, air pressure just rises up, the tide increases, it is breaking rock all around, it is insane. And with that, Whis tells Beerus that they are about to witness, they are about to bear witness to Ultra Instinct perfected. And in an instant, everything goes calm. The tide settles, the plains no longer shift, the trees stay still, and everyone's just in awe like, what's going on here? Meanwhile, Goku, with his head risen to the sky, looks above and then straight at Moro. And once again, we finally get to see Ultra Instinct in its full glory, and it is incredible. Goku begins to slowly walk his way towards Moro, who instinctually grits his teeth and begins to shake and quake in fear of this presence. It is terrifying. Now, in recognizing his instincts acting up here and his inherent fear of Goku, who he had no fear of previously, he is angered, incredibly angered, and just says, "Stay away from me," charging up his power. But before he can even do anything, in an instant, before he can even realize, Goku makes his way over and grips his wrist, holding him, and in shock, Moro looks over to his side, then being told by Goku that he won't be harming the Earth any longer. Moro, fully angered by this, sweeps his leg as Goku jumps above, then he charges up a punch, goes for it, and completely is dodged by Goku, who then just barely, ever so slightly, taps this man on the shoulder, and with that, Moro goes flying, zooming through the air. He goes a great distance, colliding with the Earth, then finally gets himself back up, questioning what the hell is going on here, what changed? And with the negligent lack of response from Goku, he is further frustrated and decides to charge once more, this time punching from behind Goku as he doesn't even flinch. He just moves his hand to the side, causing Moro to miss, then following up with a barrage of fists that are just all blocked with ease. Goku doesn't even look at this man while he is just flailing like a child at this point. Feeling as though he may be lacking speed here, Moro begins to kick with his legs at an alarming rate, but Goku is not phased. He's just doing the same thing, not even looking at this man once more. And then Moro charges up a single kick, which Goku just lets his hands go lack and just dodges out of the way. This is incredible agility being displayed here as Moro once again flurries even further with his kicks, and Goku is just dodging each and every one, weaving through all the gaps in his defenses. And with this display, Lord Beerus and Whis are just overlooking this, realizing that Goku is just fine-tuning his capabilities here. His movements are only becoming more and more precise as Moro is just missing over and over again. He is gradually adjusting to the movements of his opponent here. Now Moro is just fed up and just charges once more in for an attack, and Goku's not there all of a sudden. He is a great distance away. And once again, Moro just has to question, how the hell is this man doing this? How are you dodging me like this? And Goku just replies that he's not thinking. His body's just moving on its own and deciding when he should dodge and how he should dodge, which is why his attacks will never land. And Moro is surprised by this, but then just says, no, that's impossible. That cannot be the case. That doesn't make any sense. And in this fit of rage and frustration, he begins to charge up, and it is scary. It is very scary. He is charging up to full power here, and in the process, a sort of smoke screen begins to erupt and rumble out. And with that, Goku begins to adjust his hand movements and motions in a very peculiar way. Moro, then being at full power, seeing this opportunity, charges out with everything that he has at an alarming rate. He goes out, but suddenly stops. He is no longer in motion, just affixed in the air, as he is very shocked by this, whereas Goku seems very intent and is controlling him with his hands. It is a very bizarre move, but he affixes Moro in the air, has him levitate, places him just overhead, charges up, and then leaps, jamming his fist into the abdomen of this villain. And the expansive wave of energy that comes from that, the shock wave, is massive. It throws Jacko a great distance and actually makes Whis and Beerus close their eyes and recoil, looking away from it. That is intense. And this shockwave goes on and on. It is the shockwave, the wave that the entirety of the world, the earth, felt. And oh yes, Moro definitely felt that one as he just blasts off like Team Rocket into the sky, to the point where Whis has to kind of look out for him there. And with that, Beerus has to give his respect. He says that that was perfectly done. The way he fought, the way he fights, is godlike, which is an incredible compliment to receive. But just when Goku begins to question what they're doing here, Beerus tells him that he is not done. He needs to finish a job so they can go ahead and eat their food. And I like this exchange because it shows that Goku is able to actually interact while in this form. Like, he can actually hold a conversation, what have you, express some emotion. And with that, Moro finally lands onto the ground. Goku turns to the side and you see, oh man, this man is busted, battered, and beaten, as Goku looks to him, asking if he realizes that his efforts are futile now. But Moro, clinging to the ground, gripping it, he crawls his way and then makes his way up, standing up, holding onto his chest, gripping the very spot where Goku had hit him. He stands back on his feet as Goku questions if he now understands the pain and suffering of those he's caused harm. Does he get it now? And Moro doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to be lectured, and he questions if Goku thinks he's a god or something. Furthermore, saying that he doesn't fear divine power, that he is Moro, the consumer of worlds, and the gods of creation are his to devour all the same. That he is Universe 7's supreme life form, which is a very familiar sentiment that we've heard at this point. And in exclaiming that, he begins to cause the earth to erupt, piercing the very ground. With that sort of turning to his last bargaining chip, saying that the earth is in his hands, whether it lives or dies is all up to him. And so Goku should reevaluate and think about who he's up against here. And now being obscured by these eruptions, he goes through the ground and appears behind Goku, trying to get the upper hand on him, as Goku doesn't even turn, he doesn't even flinch, and just instinctually kicks behind him, straight in the chin of Moro, as this man just goes flying. He then falls and lands in the eruption that he himself caused, now being harmed by this lava, and is just singed and falls onto a little landmass of rubble. And with that, Goku once more tells him that it's over, the earth isn't his plaything anymore. Meanwhile, Moro is armless and missing a horn here. He is rough. And let me just say that I really like that the Super manga at this point is actually giving us substantial battle damage. I mean, that was one of the things that I felt was missing in Super. I missed, like, you know, some mortal wounds and grave injuries and such. So this is really cool to see. Now, because Goku is talking about the earth and trying to protect it, Moro sort of attempts to exploit that, questioning if he really loves it that much, saying that, okay, I'll just consume it. And with that, he said the wrong words. That was not the magic word. He was supposed to say sorry, as Goku just leaps and just kicks this man straight in the stomach with a force that might just be more dangerous than the blow that Moro suffered before that, as he hits into a massive boulder, a rock structure, and as he's trying to get back up, a piece of that rubble falls onto him and lands on him, as he then says, "Help me," as Goku just looks down to him. And Jacko questions what the hell this villain, this monster just said. Moro then goes on to say, "Please, don't kill me," as Goku looks on once more, then asking Jacko if Moro was sentenced to death, which Jacko confirms, further asking if Goku will finish the job for them. Following that, Goku grips onto his gi that has the Galactic Patrol symbol on it and rips it off, as he says that he'll be fighting as an Earthling from here on out. And Jacko questions what the hell he means. Whis questions this from a neutral stance, and Beerus is alarmed by this, saying that he has a very bad feeling about this. Now, if you remember, when Goku and Merus were training, Goku stated that he doesn't typically kill off villains and such because he hopes that they can be reformed and what have you. So he believes in reform, and that very well might be what's happening here, because I can't imagine any other reason that he would remove his gi here and denounce his allegiance to the Galactic Patrol. And this is very reminiscent of the whole Frieza situation way back when, and various other situations, as Goku tends to do this sort of thing. Now, this is certainly cause for concern because we've seen Moro with friends before. We've seen those who swear allegiance to him and aid him be devoured by him and destroyed by him. I mean, even with the Namekian Dragon Balls, this guy does not keep his promises. So I am very curious as to what is going to happen from here on out. Yes, Goku's fighting is very godlike, but what sort of god will he become? I mean, if he's not outright killing this man, then that's not very god of destruction like. And if he is out here fighting against this man because he is evil and such, then that's not exactly angelic unless he is now taking that neutral stance. Maybe Ultra Instinct is inherently a neutral stance and he's going to end up taking that, who knows? There's certainly a lot to speculate here and look forward to, but this was a very hype chapter. This was a great moment. I mean, Ultra Instinct perfected is to me everything we could have asked for and more. But of course, that's just me. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this whole chapter and our newfound coverage of the series Dragon Ball Super in the comments. And if you want to take it one step further, you can go ahead and follow me on my various socials. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, because when it comes to bringing you some of the best Dragon Ball Super content on the platform, Plot Armor has you covered. As always, I am Slice of Otaku. Thank you all so much for watching and have an awesome day. I love you.